everyone, Gary here, GK Aquatics. Today I want to talk to you about fish. This is uncomfortable, but I got to get in the shot. All right, today I want to talk to you about fish food. What kind of fish food should you use? There are a lot of things on the market. I'm going to talk about a few of them. There are so many out there that I can't possibly talk about all of them, but there are different kinds. Let me show you a few of the ones I use. My main go-to is actually the Tetracolor Tropical Granules. Now this list is not all inclusive. I'm not endorsed by anyone. I'm not getting paid. This is just what I use. The reason I like this is because all my fish will eat it. I feel that even your least expensive foods nowadays are high quality foods. My personal opinion. Some are better than others. Definitely are. I don't think, as far as I know, there are none that are actually bad for your fish. So this is my staple. This is what I use for most of them. There are several reasons I like it. One, it can be crushed up real easy for smaller fish. It sinks slowly, and that covers your surface eaters, your mid-water eaters, and your bottom feeders. It'll get all of them, as long as you have put enough in there that the bottom ones get some. Some of it makes it to the bottom, because I'll show you in a few moments, my fish go nuts for this stuff. Also, what I like to do, this is a pepper grinder, and you pry the top off. It's not real easy. And I use it, I'll show you this, but you pop the top off, turn it upside down, and give it a couple grinds, and you can adjust how big or little your grind pieces are. It works great. Some people just crush them up in their fingers, but this is great. As you can see, I do like most of the Hikari products. The algae wafers I use on a regular basis for my plecos and stuff. Vibra Bites, my fish love these. Even my betta. I feed this to my betta even. And they love it. The discus love it. They all do. Anything that is big enough to eat these, which, as you can see by the picture, they're not very big, so it's almost anything. The neon tetras have a little trouble, but I like that. Let's skip over to this one. Hikari's micro pellets. They are super small. It's a semi-floating pellet. It tells you right on there. Hikari is very good about that. Very good for a fish that has a very small mouth. Say a lot of rainbow fish have very small mouths. Stuff like that. Your tiny fry, this is probably too big. I used to use this a lot until I started grinding up the Tetracolor granules. Now I don't use that anymore. Another thing you'll see is these are the last of the Sarah O nips. They're a little on the expensive side, but it's fun to watch. I'll show you that in a few moments as well. You may be wondering why I have a can of green beans sitting here. The can of green beans, plecos love green beans. I usually get the no salt added. For me, it's the same price as the ones that are salted. So I prefer that. If you prefer salted ones, that normal salt, don't get extra salt, but salted ones will, from what I understand, I have never used them, but from what I understand, it will not harm your fish in any way. It won't hurt your plants, any of that, so that's fine. But I figure if I don't have to have it added, why? I think I paid 50 cents for a can of this, and it'll last me quite a while, even with my breeding plecos. I'll show you that as well. I'll show you all this stuff. It'll be fun. So anyway, now there are a few more types of foods. Let me go get those. Here you have your frozen foods. Personally, I don't know if there's a difference in quality. Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. The San Francisco brand frozen bloodworms, they seem to be bigger, meatier pieces than some of the other brands, and I like that. I also get the San Francisco brand frozen brine shrimp. Other brands make these too. I don't know if there's a difference in the brands. My store, I usually get the cubes of these two, but my store was out of them, so I bought the whole plank here. Keep these frozen. That's why I didn't have them out right away. They have to stay frozen. If they thought it's like these are fresh foods, prepared foods. If they thaw out, it's not good. Bacteria can start getting to them. They'll spoil, and you can actually make your fish sick by feeding them spoiled foods. All right, let's move on to the next. Okay, these are foods I keep refrigerated. I got my Repashy Community Plus. My guppies and stuff love this. I feed it to them every morning. They make a fry formula, which I'm going to get when this is gone, because I usually feed this to my guppy fry. They go crazy. They love it. I keep this in the refrigerator, and there'll be a link at the bottom for my video on how I prepare this. But I keep this in the refrigerator as well. These are prepared foods, so they must stay refrigerated. And this is what I do with my green beans. Once I open a can, I keep them in there, keep them in the fridge. All right, I'm going to go put these back in the fridge, and then I'll show you what I do here. Hey everybody, Gary here. You'll notice what I missed. One thing I left out as I'm adding this section in was flake foods. I have no problem with flake foods. Again, they fall into the same category. Any brand is going to be decent. There are higher quality ones than others, but whether it be Wardley, Tetra, whatever, those are fine. To me, those fall into the same category as the granules. The difference is the granules will slowly sink, whereas flakes tend to stay floating. So again, match the food to the fish you keep, or shrimp, or whatever. The flake you can crush up for smaller, for fry, even for fry. You can make almost a powder out of it, but it will stay floating. So if you're trying to feed fish that like to stay at the bottom, or shrimp, they're not going to get to that. Granules are better. Match the food to the fish. Now on with the rest of the video. Hey, remember to like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell so you get notified when you get when I put out a new video. And back to the show. Okay, now normally I feed this tank ground up tropical granules, but today, as a treat, I'm going to do this. And truthfully, I have not used these before, so I do not know how well they're going to work, or even if the fish are going to know what it is. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it will not take them long to figure it out. You just take it there, you can stick it right to the glass. All right, let's see how long it takes them to figure that out. Not too long. Oh, I should use that for some videos. That brings the fish right up there. Yep, the one rainbow fish. The only one I have left. She's in there, loving life. Yeah, see the bits and pieces are starting to come off of that. And the neon tetras in my wife's tank here are going crazy. They like it. Look at that. I usually just feed the plecos and shrimp in here every other day. I usually do it with the lights out, and I'll drop 2 or 3 in there. I just take the green beans, split them in the middle, and drop them right in. Put this light back up front so y'all can see what's going on. All right, you see the green beans sinking down? Yeah, the neons are still liking that. But let me back this up a little bit. See the pleco over there coming out. They smell it. They smell the green beans. There'll be shrimp all over them, green beans, everything else there. Looks like they got stuck in the plant. I should have put them more over here for you. Here comes a shrimp. A mono shrimp. Some of my plants, you can see them here. I do have a little bit of a deficiency, which I'm going to take care of today. I'm going to put some root tabs in there. Can you still see them neon tetras up there? No, not really. Look at them. They're loving that. All right, we'll come back to these plecos in a little bit. Let's move on to another tank. Here we are, the Discus Aquarium. So far, they are the only inhabitants. I want to get, well, you know what? I'm going to surprise you. I'm not going to tell you what I'm looking for. I do have this one. Don't be alarmed. He is stunted. When I got them all at the same time. And he just never grew up. He always had the same size eye, and that tells me that he was already an adult at that size. So there's really nothing I can do about it except try to make him as comfortable as I can. And here we go. Let's put some brine shrimp in here. This is the frozen brine shrimp. Let me check, see if you can see that. Yeah. Alright, let me see if I can move closer there. So you can see I'm actually... There you go. They love this stuff. I'm going to put some more in there. I go to these, then I go to the angelfish, then the electric blue acara outside, and then I come back and finish these. Because if I put the whole amount of brine shrimp that I have in here in at once, some of it will get sucked up by the filter. This gives them time to go ahead and eat some of that. There we go. Oh yeah, you can see that. And they like it. All right then, let's go ahead and move on to the next tank. Okay, here we have the angelfish that I got at the auction. I'll put that link in the description as well for that video. They've grown quite a bit, but that's because I can feed them 2-3 times a day. As you'll see here, they get these. There we go. Don't want to overfeed them too much, but I do water changes. Okay, I do water changes. Yeah. See, these are full grown. You can see here they're adult brine shrimp. So they're a pretty good bite. You can't feed these to baby shrimp. I mean, to baby fish or fry. You'd want to get, it's my understanding, I haven't seen it myself, I haven't used it, but you can buy frozen baby brine shrimp or hatch them yourself. getting a little feisty there. All right, it might be time to separate some of these. Hey, you quit that. I have to separate you. All right, I get it. Okay. Oh, I wonder if a couple of them are starting to pair off. All right, I'll have to keep an eye on that. Now what I do here, like I said, I feed them this in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I have a auto feeder on the back that I feed the Tetra-Color Tropical Granules to 2 more times a day. I also do that on the Discus aquarium. There's not a feeder on there. It gets it 2 or 3 times, or twice more, I believe, in a day. All right, time for the next tank. Okay, here we are outside the electric blue Acara fry, who are growing up quite quickly because I feed them well. The frozen foods are better than, my opinion, frozen foods are better than prepared foods. Live foods are even better, but more difficult. Okay, I got a couple of bristlenose in here. I feed them every other day, just a green bean. There's only 2 of them. Then a couple twists. You can see that going in there. All right. Then the good stuff, the brine shrimp. Sorry about the shaking. I'm not using the tripod out here. Yep, there's one guppy in there with them. They do fine so far. Uh-oh. See what I'm noticing is my filter stopped. So I need to... Alright, I need to put a bigger pump on this because apparently this pump is not big enough to run both of these air filters at a reasonable rate for a sustained amount of time. Anyway, that's another project. So here we go. They're eating the brine shrimp. This is my outside tank. That's why you see the insulation around it. I have insulation on top. I took the board off of the front and off of this other side so that I can feed them. I'll be putting it back on there. It's gonna warm up to about, I'm in Central Florida. It's gonna warm up to about 55 today, and it'll go down to about 40 tonight. So I put the insulation on there. I got, I want to say like 350 watts worth of heaters there. So, and they've been fine. It keeps it right at 75, I believe I have them set at. And there we go. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, coming back in here. These guys are still working on this Sarah Onip. Looks like they're going to be working on it for a while. Wow. I wish they made smaller ones, or I wonder if you can break them in half and still stick them on the glass like that, because that is really nice. I like that. They come right to the front to eat. Looks like they're getting full. Oh, there goes a bunch they broke off, and they hit it. All right. Now the green beans, you can see back there, that Amano shrimp is all over it. They have already taken care of all the algae in this aquarium, so there's really not much. I got blue shrimps all over it. There's my mama Plico. She's got one back there, I think. Here's a brown Plico with a green bean. And I don't know where the other one went. But it's in there. They'll take care of it. They're all fed. Let's go back over to the discus tank. Okay, I'm just holding this right now, so it's going to be a little shaky. Oh, look at them all. I still have some left. Maybe I'll go back over and give some more to the angelfish. There is a bristlenose in here in that cave. I'll feed her later tonight after the lights go out, because if I try to feed her now, the discus will just eat it. You can see them going after it. They all love it. All right. We'll go back to the angels. Okay, as I was coming up here, I could see he was still picking on, one of them was still picking on the others, but they know I'm here and they know I got food, so they'll stop. There they go. Look at them going. Look at the blue in that top fin there. Oh, getting picked on. They're going to do that. They are cichlids. And especially as they start getting larger and more closer to being sexually active, they will, I'm hoping two of them will pair off. And at that point, they're going to find a spot. They'll find a spot, clean it off, and keep all the others away. And I'll have to move them. Okay, here we are in the bedroom. These aquariums, this one has one betta and one ember tetra in there somewhere. There it is. A couple of otocinclus, but they're going to be hiding. I feed them at night. And one tiny little albino bristlenose. But let's go ahead and feed this guy. The Vibrobites, I just give him a couple of Vibrobites. They're going to float around up there a little bit, and he will go get them. Bam. He loves those things. He'll chew that up a little bit. Yeah. All right, I fed my betta tank here. It's Tetracolor Tropical Granules. You can see he likes that. The Ember Tetra. By using the grinder, it gives me smaller pieces too. And my Otocinclus and a couple of dwarf cories that are in here, which are hiding right now, they will take care of the whatever hits the bottom, and these two don't eat. There's also an albino bristlenose, small albino bristlenose in there, and they'll take care of the rest of that. Okay, my wife's betta with her neon tetras. This tank will get a little bit more. There are no otos in here, but there is an albino bristlenose in with them. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is try to feed this guy. I got a couple of the Vibrobites here in my hand. I like feeding him the Vibrobites. See him floating up there. It's more of a meaty food, and that's what betta. That's what they need, is the meaty food. Now the neon tetras will try to get those too, and they'll have it sticking out of their mouth. So what I'm going to do is feed them at the same time. Couple little twists. You see that? Now, with the grinder, I wind up with all different sizes of those. Look at that. They like that. Oh, I got to clean these tanks. Sorry about that. But yeah, they love that stuff. Oh, I left out, there are also some Blue Dream shrimp in the other one, and well, maybe not in this one, but, oh, there's the albino bristlenose down there. The betta's up there. What's he doing? Huh. Maybe he's building a bubble nest. He's all happy over there. And let's go to the next tank. All right, we've been doing other stuff, and we're back to this. They are still picking at that. Looks like I can't find the green beans. Looks like they've been drug off by the albinos or something. Let's watch these for a few seconds. While I remind you, hit that like button. If you're still with me, go ahead, hit that like button. Like, share the videos with other people. Subscribe to my channel. Goodness, helps me out a lot. They are still picking at that. That is great. I love these. All right, and we'll move on to the next tank. All right, now for feeding these guys, this is my guppy grow out tank. There's a few blue dream shrimp in there too. Look at them all up here at the top. They already know I like to feed them a lot. Got that, yep. These are my bristlenose grow outs and some blue dream shrimp. I give them just a little bit of this. Just a little bit. Okay, it's dark back there. Can't see them real good. These are my killies. Alfie Simon Australe Orange. We'll feed them. And my breeder guppies. We'll feed them pretty good. Alright, now. See, those guppies just about got that taken care of. They're not doing anything yet. Yeah, they're still unhappy about the water change, but they're getting it. Guppies don't care about water changes. They're like, yeah. Yeah. Alright, the other things I have for my plecos, I take one of the Hikari wafers and I break it up into about 4 pieces. They're still pretty good sized. Boop. And there we go there. Now, for even more fun, it's green bean time. Just like outside, I split them in half, drop them in. Now these are fry. Well, they're juveniles that I want to grow up fast, so I overfeed this tank and I do water changes a couple times a week instead of just once, because they're getting bigger now. Four. And there we go. Some people just throw the whole, just grab a handful and throw them in. I like to split them open. They like them better. Yeah, that one's on there already. There's a bunch in the back. It'll be on there. There's the killies. They're going after it as the filter pushes it down off the top. Remember the tetratropical granules, they're about a slow sinking, so they work good. These guys have already finished theirs. There's nothing left up there for them to eat. And as one comes down, they'll grab it. They love it. Look at that bristle nose munching on that green bean. Nom nom nom. Nom 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 nom. Alright, and there you have it. That's my opinion on foods. Now you don't have to do all these. Most people won't. I just have, oh wait, whoa. I forgot one here. Oh my goodness. Okay, remember the Repashy that I cut up there? I got one. I just reach in there with a knife, pick it up, drop it in the tank. You can see there, they are already going after it. Look at them going around. That is funny. That's hilarious. Going around in circles. They're pretty. Alright, so there we go. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you next week.